shout, the eternal one with the sound of the shofar. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, with a voice of joy. Zoru Elohim Zomeru, Elohim Zomeru. Zoru Elohim Zomeru, Elohim Zomeru. Sing praises to God, sing praises to our sovereign, sing praises. Sing praises to God, sing praises to our sovereign, sing praises. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, with a voice of joy. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, with a voice of joy, with a voice of joy, with a voice of joy. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim. Otanu lemavta, Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbeinu uv'kolenu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha, le'olam ha'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvehem negei yomam v'halayla, ve'ahavadcha al tasir mimenu, al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael.
We're stronger together. We're stronger with each other. Standing hand in hand, we will make our stand. Standing strong for one another with one voice and spirit, so everyone can hear it. We will sing out loud and we'll sing out proud, and we'll sing this song for stronger together. Through the heartache and through the tears, keeping faith with the faith of 4,000 years, with those who left us with this legacy, and with all those who are yet to be. We're stronger together. We're stronger with each other. Standing hand in hand, we will make our stand, standing strong for one another, with one voice and spirit, so everyone can hear it. We will sing out loud, and we'll sing out proud, and we'll sing this song forever. We're stronger together. Underneath God's rainbow up above, with one hope, one heart, one land, and one love, brothers and sisters all around the world, with our flag of freedom now unfurled. We're stronger together. We're stronger with each other. Standing hand in hand, we will make our stand, standing strong for one another, with one voice and spirit, so everyone can hear it. We will sing out loud, and we'll sing out proud, and we'll sing this song forever. We're stronger together. We're stronger together. We're stronger together.
shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, with a voice of joy. Ki Adonai hayom nora, melech the eternal one on high is great, a great sovereign over all the earth. God is gone up with the shout, God is gone up with the shout, God is gone up with the shout. The eternal one with the sound of the shofar. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, shout to God. With the voice of joy. Zoru Elohim, Zomeru Elohim, Zomeru. Zoru Elohim, Zomeru Elohim, Zomeru. Sing praises to God, sing praises. Sing praises to our sovereign, sing praises. Sing praises to God, sing praises to our sovereign, sing praises. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, shout to God. With the voice of joy. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to God, shout to God, shout to God, shout to God. With the voice of joy. With the voice of joy. With the voice of joy. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim. Otanu limata, al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokmeinu uv'komenu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha, le'olam ha'ed. Ki im chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvehem negei yomam v'halayla, ve'ahavadcha al tasir mimenu, al tasir mimenu le'olamin. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
We're stronger together. We're stronger with each other. Standing hand in hand, we will make our stand.
Tonight.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is really a first time in a long time that we've had, just a time to be together in the room, especially in this room to daven, to start Shabbat together. While sometimes we'll have services in the sanctuary, this is really a smaller and more intimate space, and it's a chance for us to really be close to one another and to sing together and to really build community. Really we begin Shabbat every week with the light of our candles. And so I'll ask Samantha to come join me up here and Thomas to light candles. And we'll begin our candle lighting service on page 3 in the prayer book. Okay. So you can just take from here because it's lit there. But what you're going to do is just go ahead and you'll read you do the English first, and then we'll do the blessing.
Almighty God, grant all those sharing this moment a chance truly to reset on this Shabbat. May the light of the candles bring a spirit of harmony and shalom among us. Send us your blessings that we may walk the path of Torah, ever guided by your light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu Shabbat.
Together on the bottom of page 3. O source of light and truth, may this hour of prayer be one of hope and inspiration. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in search and in need. May our time together as a community move us to transform our prayers into acts of kindness and commitment, deeds of peace and love. Continue on the top of page 2. We're going backwards tonight. Top of page 2. Hine matov.
Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
This Shabbat is different than most any Shabbat during the year because it happens to be both Shabbat and the beginning of the new Jewish month, Rosh Chodesh. And that time is a special time of renewal every month, but this month is Rosh Chodesh Adar. And our tradition tells us, because that's the month that has Purim in it, Misha Nichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. Once Adar starts, be happy. Even if you're Jewish, be happy. Especially if you're Jewish, be happy. That Purim is a wonderful holiday because it tells us, even with all of the strangeness of its story, not to question ourselves so much, not to take ourselves so seriously, and just look for joy. And so since our people always sing, but have often sung a new song to begin Shabbat, just a little different kind of song as we get ready for this happy month of Adar.
Okay, so everybody, you're going to have to, and we need your help on this one. So you're going to have to, like, if you give it a little, there you go.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. Okay. Yep. It might sound crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine is here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. You know that's because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here comes bad news, talking this and that. Give me all you got, don't hold back. I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like
Sameach.
Go for it. Go for it.
You try. I think it doesn't rhyme as well in Hebrew. That's mine.
No, not so much.
Well, if it seems a little crazy, until about 400 years ago, the Friday night service began like every other night service. And then a bunch of people who lived in Tzfat in Israel decided that instead of just doing the same prayers as every week, they should walk out into the hills and sing new songs. And so they did. As it turned out, Pharrell Williams didn't write any of those. But the song that we now know that seems like ancient liturgy, called L'cha Dodi, talking to Shabbat as our friend who we've missed since Shabbat was here last week, that began as a brand new song in those hills. And so we summon that new spirit as we join together in singing L'cha Dodi, which is found in your Siddur on page 4.
L'cha Dodi likakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela l'cha. L'cha Dodi likakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo l'zacho b'diborecha ishviyanu lecha miyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemo tiferet be'adif chila. L'cha Dodi likakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki meko ha'aracha merosh mikedem ne'esucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. L'cha Dodi likakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Kitoreri, kitoreri, ki ba'oret, kumi ori, uri, uri, shidaberi kivod Adonai, alayich nigla. L'cha Dodi likakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Oh, shalom ateret bala gam besimcha u'tohala toch emunei am segula bo'ichala bo'ichala. L'cha Dodi likakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha Dodi likakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
That's really what Shabbat is, that what Rabbi was talking about when we greet Shabbat like a friend at the end of the week, like someone we've missed, someone we have wanted to be with, someone we have been waiting to come to us. And I don't know about you, but I think maybe all of us have had not the easiest couple of weeks the last week. Certainly in the world, there isn't a perfect time lately. And the thing about perfection is that it can really drive us even more crazy than trying to find our way through even in difficult times. And there's a story that I really love about this idea of perfectionism, which is about how do you live in a place that is supposedly perfect. So this story is about a man who hits it big on Wall Street. Okay, he has all the money he ever needed and more. And what does he decide? He says, I should have the most perfect house ever. I shouldn't have to live in a house that has even one thing that isn't perfect. I want a work of art for my home. So he goes and he hires the world's most famous architect. and he tells the architect, I want a perfect home. And the architect says, are you sure about that? He says, yeah, of course I'm sure. I want a perfect house. What are you talking about? What kind of question is that? And the architect says, okay. He says, I want you to make it like a work of art. And the architect says, aha, a perfect work of art, okay. And so the architect designs this house and builds it and designs the interiors. And finally, when it's all done, man comes in with his family, and they take one look at the house on the outside and inside, and their breath is taken away. It's beautiful. Everything is exactly in its right place. And at first, this is, this is a wonderful thing. But it only takes one day before things start to get complicated. The first time that he pulled a chair out to sit down at the table, all of a sudden the whole dining room looked wrong. The first time that he tried to move the covers on the bed so he could get into bed and sleep, all of a sudden the entire room was thrown off. The first time one of his kids came in and left mud on the floor, it was like the people who throw soup on a Van Gogh, right? It was like a crime against art. And he would go around after his family members, cleaning every little spot, putting chairs back where they go, turning the tap off when it was on, doing everything he could to make sure that not one bit of the perfection of the artwork of his house was wrong. Eventually, this drove his family nuts. His wife said, I can't handle this anymore. I'm going to go stay in a hotel. So the man invites some friends for dinner, and at first they come in and they say, wow, it's breathtaking. But again, he follows them around and he can't let them get settled in. And eventually, he goes back to the architect and he says, I don't want a perfect house. I want a home. I want a place where people can be with me. I want a place where I can live. And so the architect says, well, here's my fee. I'll come and do some adjustments. And when he came back, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't a work of art, but it was at home. In the same way, our lives are like that. We need to strive for beauty. We need to strive for happiness. We need to strive for goodness. We also need to learn how to be happy when things aren't perfect, how to live in our actual lives. And really the way that we strive for that in our tradition is to try to talk to God, try to spend time with each other, try to enjoy Shabbat and not worry about what's going on, but to just be together. And so we'll join together here in the call to worship on page 5, the Baruch Hu, as we prepare to become one community and really enjoy this space together. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Hebrew is a unique challenge for adults who see Hebrew for the first time. And for those who grow up learning Hebrew, Hebrew is its own kind of challenge. I, like many others, consider myself to be a Hebrew school survivor. This is actually not a new Jewish experience. There's a tale told of a little boy named Baruch who grew up to be one of the great rebbes of the third generation of the new Hasidic movement in Eastern Europe. Baruch was with the other children in what they called cheder. Cheder just means room, but it's the place where you go to learn Hebrew. They were all sitting together, and the other children were studying, and the Melamed, the teacher, was teaching. And as soon as the teaching started, they were teaching that day about the Shema, about the most central affirmation prayer of the Jewish people. Little Baruch, 6 years old, got up and just walked right out the door into the woods. Well, the teacher was concerned. He's in charge of the children, and here this little boy just got up and he left. So the teacher gets out, and he goes and he searches in the woods for the boy. And as he gets closer, he thinks on the wind he can hear his voice. So he follows the voice. And as he gets closer, he can hear that little Baruch, it sounds like, is reciting the Shema, saying those 6 words, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. So he keeps following. He comes to a clearing, and there's Baruch in the center of the clearing. Turns out he's not saying Shema. He's yelling the words at the top of his lungs. Shema Yisrael, he yells. So the teacher goes over. He's facing the other way and touches him on the shoulder. And Baruch acts like he's wakened from a dream or something. And the Melamed says to him, Baruch, what are you doing? And he says, I'm reciting Shema. And the teacher says to him, well, of course, that's what we're learning and what we're doing in Cheder today. The Shema teaches us that God is one. God is everywhere, and everywhere the same. Why couldn't you stay in the Cheder with us and recite the prayer? And little Baruch, 6 years old, so the legend says, turns to the Melamed, and he says, yes, God is one and everywhere the same, but I'm not. Everywhere we go, even if we don't go anywhere, but life moves along, we change. And the oneness of God is there to give us a window, a mirror, a reflection that gives us a chance every day, and then on Shabbat, every week, to realize not only that so much of our life stays the same, but to give us a chance to try to realize who we are this week. We normally stand in our services for Shema, but it's also traditional to sit. So just for something that feels a little different, we're going to stay seated as we join in the words of Shema, which you'll find in your prayer book on page 7.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto,
together. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha. Ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. B'shivtecha b'vetecha uvelechtecha v'derech uveshochbecha uvekumecha. Ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot ben enecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot betecha, uvish arecha. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael, ve'amarta alayem, ve'asu lahem tzitzit, al kanfei vigdeihem ledorotam, ve'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf betil techelet. V'haya lachem letzitzit, uritem oto, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטרו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
The words of Michamocha that we find on the bottom of page 8 are words that again come from an essential Jewish story, not one told in Eastern Europe, but one lived as our people went forth from slavery to freedom, as our people experienced something new, the opportunity to make choices about their lives. And on Shabbat, and this being Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the new month, as we reflect on what has been in the days past, as we join in Michamocha on page 8, we consider what freedoms we actually have in our lives and what kind of choices we make with them. We continue at the bottom of page 8. We're doing a little more music and a little different music on this Shabbat than we do on many Friday night services here at Temple Sinai, because music speaks to a deep place within us. It touches us in a way sometimes that words or regular words can't. In fact, sometimes, especially when we're approaching something that is traditional or religious, words get in the way. As Jews, it's even more complicated because things get in the way in two languages. For instance, the word love in English means so many things. And in Hebrew, that's ahava. And the word fear is a whole different word. The word fear has a number of words to describe it in Hebrew. But fear, if we let it, can get in the way of our lives and the joy we seek to experience.
The most important thing is on the other side. The most important thing is on the other side. The most important thing is on the other side of fear.
It's an interesting phrase, the other side of fear. It assumes, it implies that fear is there, is part of our life, which naturally, if it is, there's a very famous Hasidic saying about fear. Kol ha'olam kulo. Everyone say that with me. Kol ha'olam kulo. That says, the entire world, gesher tsar me'od. See if you can say that. Gesher tsar me'od is like a very narrow bridge. V'ha'ikar, say that with me. V'ha'ikar. And what is essential? Lo lefached klal. Lo lefached klal. Is not to be entirely afraid. Let's see if we can see how the melody sits with those words.
Kol ha'olam kulo, kol ha'olam kulo, geshet tzar me'od. Kol ha'olam kulo, kol ha'olam kulo, geshet tzar me'od.
Fear is part of our life. How do we get to the other side of it? Like a bridge, it's by realizing the different kinds of fear. Pachad in our tradition is that kind of fear that freezes us, that stops us in our tracks, that is, when we are actually under threat, a survival instinct. But that on a day-to-day basis stops us from moving forward. Another word for fear is yir'ah, which really means awe and fear. The kind of awareness that makes us for a moment feel smaller because it puts us in our place, but then reminds us that from that small place, we can do so much. We need to get beyond and not be entirely afraid, so that from our small place, we can cross the bridge from one day to another and truly change the world.
The most important thing is on the other side. The most important thing is on the other side. haolam kulo. Kol haolam kulo. Kol haolam kulo. Gesher tzar me'od. Gesher tzar me'od. Kol haolam kulo. Kol haolam kulo. Kol haolam kulo. Gesher tzar me'od. Gesher tzar me'od. Kol haolam kulo. Kol haolam kulo. Gesher tzar me'od. The most important thing is on the other side. The most important thing is on the other side. The most important thing is on the other side of fear. Kol haolam kulo. Kol haolam kulo. Gesher tzar me'od. Lo לפחד
We continue announcing the holiness of the seventh day by turning to Kiddush. You'll find the words of the Friday night Kiddush or Kiddush on page 40 in your Siddur. Please rise.
Here you go. I'll hold the cup, and you can read the first paragraph.
Just stay
I'm
there.
going to stand right here.
The seventh day is consecrated to the eternal our God. With wine, our symbol of joy, we celebrate this day in its holiness. We give thanks for all our blessings, for life and health, for work and rest, for home and love and friendship. On Shabbat, eternal sign of creation, we remember that we are created in the divine image. We therefore raise the cup in thanksgiving.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahavat v'ratzon inchilanu, zikra L'chaim.
Please be seated. Just like we say l'chaim to life with the sweetness of the wine, we also acknowledge life even as we experience loss. Taking time at the conclusion of our service to remember, to recall those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season and years past, and those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. In the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Larry Bernick, Sharon Rosen, Sam Marr, Stephen Diamond, Irving Goldberg, Helene Newman, Michael Lander, Joy Lowenstein, Ian Hart. And it is our sad duty to report the death of Rose Wainstock, mother of our member Bonnie Newman. Our condolences to the entire family. This funeral service will take place Sunday at noon from Benjamin's Park Memorial Chapel. Additional information available on their website. We also remember all victims of war and terror, including terror victims Ariel Bibas, Kfir Bibas, Shirley Bibas, Yitzchak Elgarat, Ohad Yahalomi, Tzachi Idan, Shlomo Mansour, Oded Lifshitz. And we honor those whose lives have been sacrificed in the last 30 days through war. Among them, the following soldiers of the IDF whose lives have ended in this period of time: Avram Tzvika Friedman, Ofer Jung, Nadav Cohen, Nachman Rafael Ben-Ami, Liam Chazi. And on your site, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this first day of the month of Adar, we remember Mary Babb, Norman Earl Beck, Ramona Blinick, Carl Dubin, Sidney Eisen, Sarah Pfefferman, Jack Frimmett, Samuel Fruchtman, Ellie Jenna, Myra Louise Cates, Aaron Leopold, Marcia Miller, Paul Sheldon, Lisa Judith Spitzer, Barney Sutton, Sarah Timanoff, Audrey Weintraub, Rose Weisburst. If there are any other names that anyone here would like to add to any of these lists, or names you would pronounce differently, please speak that name aloud as I look your way. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as turning to page 44 in our prayer books. Turning to page 44, we rise together as a congregation, turning to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach cheruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'zman kariv v'imru amen. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. Well, we finish our service with just a word of gratitude. Yishar Koach, and our gratitude to Ross Ingalls, joining my musical clergy colleagues in adding beautiful music to our tefillah, to our service tonight. And Temple is also grateful that a contribution has been made to the Rabbi's Discretionary Fund by Norm Pfefferman, observing Yortzeit for Sarah Pfefferman. At the conclusion of our service, we'll give you instructions of what comes next. For those of us here with us, please join us, those with us, as well as those who might be joining us online. Please join us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., where our Shabbat observance will continue with our Shabbat morning service. But we conclude our service now by joining again, as we began, in a song, a simple song with no words, a nigun, a song that doesn't need any words because it speaks for itself. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.